Kieran Riley and Rimu Nakamura, the great Britain rider, being cheered on by riders remaining, and Coach Jamie. Two more riders remaining. Kieran Riley and Rimu Nakamura, the great Britain rider, being cheered on by Greg Illingworth and Coach Jamie Besser. Also just joined the Mam and his girlfriend Sav are saying go, Kieran, go, along with the BMX. As you mentioned, first rider to ever pull and just joined the Adidas team, set up super focused, massive quarter pipe, and look to BMX. As you mentioned, first rider ever pull a triple flare. Kieran Riley can stick that at the end of his run, like massive quarter pipe, and out that crash, this can be a game changer. Drop it in, Kieran Riley. If Kieran Riley can stick that at the end of his run, like he did in his first without that crash, this can be a game changer. 360 over the drop it in, Kieran Riley, because your landing is steeper, 540 at height. Look at the way he was able to keep the momentum rolling as he puts 4 hits in one, 360 more difficult as your landing is steeper, 540 at height. Look at the way he was able to keep the momentum rolling as he puts 4 hits in one, 360 enough to come into the bar spin. Kieran firing back with the big lofty 360. Flare at height, able to get it smooth enough to come into the box jump with a 720 tail whip. Kieran Riley right now checking the boxes as he has 30 seconds to go.
Super solid run right here, triple tail whip on that hip.
3 times around on that back end, able to spot the pedals. The tall order rider, Sebastian Keepin, wants his rider to do good along with all of Team Great Britain. 360, less than 10 seconds. Here we go.
Oh, man. Come on. Oh, he must be bummed.
Kieran Riley so close to pulling the double flare on the quarter pipe. And you can just hear all the fans here at the Diriyah Urban Festival showing their love. Kieran putting it all on the line. I mean, in all honesty, he could have just put a regular flare down, stuck the score, had something to work off of. I got to give him credit. Talk about a professional athlete who just really wants to go for gold and be on top of that podium. That double flare attempt was enormous.
Yeah, here we're seeing that 720 tail whip boned out to get the rotation around.
And let's take a look there, getting the spin, and that's all about that double flare 2 times around. He actually got his wheels down. We thought he pulled it and then just slid out right to the side. Very unfortunate for Kieran. So you can see right there his first score of his 67.40 will stick. All right, now the battlefield here at the UCI BMX Freestyle World Cup all comes down to this one moment. The pride of Japan, Rimu Nakamura, is going to have one opportunity to up our Tokyo 2020 gold medalist, who is currently in first place. That's Logan Martin from Australia. A 93.50 or higher is going to be needed by Rimu Nakamura. He is definitely a rider that can do it because he finished first place in our semifinals and was able to beat Logan yesterday. One attempt is all he has right now to pull the trigger and hit that bullseye. So here we go, doing it for Red Bull, Oakley, G-Shock, Sabrosa, Vans, and Byrne.
Oh, he was going for the 720 triple bar, but just missed that last bar spin. Oh, what a shame.
That is so disappointing right there. You see that Rimu actually is touching his lip. He probably hit his face a little bit on that crossbar. I got to give respect to Rimu as well. Going for it, he could have just said, hey, let's do a 720 double bar, let's not go. But he wanted that big score. He wanted to try to up the ante. He knew how much he had to push that risk versus reward factor because of Logan Martin. And that's kind of the advantage you have if you're the last rider to go. You know how hard you have to push, and you get that position because of our semifinal the day before.
Yeah, and at the same time, the pressure is on. Like, Rim needed to put down something big in order to get before Logan, and that's what he tried to do. Such a shame he didn't get that bar spin in and landed.
Wow. Yeah, I got to give him credit, though. That was putting it all on the line right there. Really went for it and went for it big. We see right now our UCI BMX Freestyle World Cup judging tower. Those men had the very difficult job of determining what the scores were for all of our riders, and we are getting ready in just a few moments to wind up giving out our awards. And if one rider should have a big smile on his face, that should definitely be right here. Logan Martin, he is the winner of our UCI BMX Freestyle Park World Cup here in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. And you see all of Team Australia right there celebrating in the moment. That's fellow rider Jay Toohey. You also have Wade Boots, who's on deck. And let's take a look at some of the many highlights from our final second heat.
Here we have Diriyah, backflip double tail whip, tuck no hander, 720 tuck no hander, triple tail whip, just missing the pedals on that first run. There's that cash roll from the French rider Istvan. There's that 720 over that hip, actually rotating a little bit more than 720. And here's Kevin Peraza with that big tail whip drop in to start things off on his run. And he had the 360 tail whip to unlook down, which was great. Nosy 360 there. Jose Torres with that 540 flare. We've seen a lot of those this weekend. But Jose with the big air. And there's that cash roll from Daniel Sandoval. Amazing to see him do that in a transfer. There, that 540 flare just slipping out. What a finals, Daryl.
Yeah, that final was unbelievable to break down. Now we're going to take a look at some of our other highlights right here.
Yeah, 360 double bar spin, 540 flare. And here's Logan Martin with the big barrel roll to tail whip. 720 double bar spin, corked out, triple tail whip over that spine. Big 360 bar spin, tuck no hander over the spine. And obviously Logan super hyped on his run.
Love the body position there from Kieran Riley. That 720, he was so extended and committed to that landing. Look at that 360 double tail up to bar spin, 4 tricks in 1 air. And there's another perspective completely dedicated to his landing. Caden Stone, you can see the temperature. And there's another perspective in the desert, trying to warm those hands up to his landing. Hot hands Caden Stone, you can see the temperature. And there's another perspective in the desert, trying to warm those hands up to his landing. Caden Stone, you can see the temperature. There's another perspective. That is how it took to win, and you just see that work of art as he winds up kicking the whips both directions. And here was one of his contenders coming in second place, Marcus Christopher from Canton, Ohio, kicking around those frame back end, and there's that 360 backflip over that spine, the extended version, and this was Rimu Nakamura. So our riders right there, we're just going to take a look at our results. You can see it's going to go to Australians Logan Martin with a 93.50, followed by Marcus Christopher for the US of A. Brian Fox getting podium. Big ups to Brian. Jose Torres Gil just outside for Argentina. Esteban Calais for France. And then we have Eric Raizev finishing in 6th place. Kevin Peraza doing it for Mexico. Caden Stone, US of A. Kieran Riley in 9th for Great Britain. Justin Dowell and Daniel Sandoval, 10th and 11th respectively for USA. And then 12th place is going to go to Rimu Nakamura. Well, there you had our riders. If you haven't joined us at one of our events, we are going to cordially invite you to Montpellier in France from the 17th to 21st, where we have one of the best parties in BMX. Let's take a look. We are back, Montpellier! This is the party, and this is the FISE. Well, there you have it. FISE Montpellier. Get your tickets because it's been over 20 years of action sports festival going down. That's the event you've seen where there are hundreds of thousands of fans coming out for one heck of an action sports party. FISE has been such an instrumental part not only of obviously the Montpellier event, but they have been powering us here at the Diriyah Urban Festival, really getting behind making sure the logistics and the riders are taken care of. So big ups to FISE. Get your tickets. We want to see you at Montpellier. We want to celebrate action sports, and we want you to be a part of the party. We are getting ready to do our award ceremony with our on-floor MC Catfish in just a moment. But in the meantime, make sure you grab a smartphone and you can follow us at Diriyah Urban Festival or any of our other channels, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, where you can see all behind-the-scenes footage of our world-class athletes out here, not only for the last few days, but also what we have coming up, because we got to give a lot of respect to the Saudis welcoming us here with open arms. Not only BMX and action sports, we broke new ground with having the female competition, but also they really go out of their way to support different lifestyles and cultures and different competitions and up the tourism. Right now we are looking at our winning run from Australian Logan Martin. This is what it took to come out on top here at the UCI BMX Freestyle Park World Cup.
Yeah, and such a consistent run from Logan. 720 double bar spin corked out over the box jump. Yeah, such a consistent run right there. Triple opposite tail whip, flare downside tail whip. And there's that triple tail whip going back over the spine. Love to see that with the opposite regular combination. 360 downside tail whip to bar spin. 540 flare right there. This was just a jam-packed action run.
Yeah, Logan Martin, look at this, firing back across the park. Not only was he transferring on that 360 tail whip, but his body position completely sideways. He is just complete confidence and in control on the course. I love seeing Logan Martin do his thing. Again, big shout out to his wife, Kimberly, two beautiful children, Noah and Luna, who I know are so proud of their papa, not only for riding the best out of any other rider out here, but also doing it with class and style. Big ups to you, Logan Martin, making Australia proud and going big. So, as we mentioned, this is part of a world tour where we do with the UCI and also our partners of FISE. We've got many stops coming up around the world. You can check those out either on the UCI website or on the FISE website. But why don't we go one step further and break down some of the stops right here that are coming up.
And one of the most beautiful backdrops for a BMX contest that I've ever seen in my entire life. And everything comes to a head right now. Saudi Arabia! Let's go! It's time to party!
So there you see some of the action, our lineup for our spots in the future. As we talked about, if you are a rider, please come on out, participate. You can figure out how to get involved through the UCI website, where we break down how you can get a membership, how the point system work, and how you can get involved on a local level. Because they're not just all of these global events, and what we really have are all these different platforms for riders. So let's rewind the clock a little bit and check out one of our banner events in Montpellier. Right now we've got some highlights from years.
Il y a du monde comme jamais. C'est blindé, blindé, blindé.
We have been waiting for the FISE for 2 years. Massive middle finger to COVID. They tried to stop us, but we are back, Montpellier!
Biggest free sports event in France, probably in Europe, after Tour de France.
And that's gonna be
a part of the city. It's woven into the fabric of Montpellier. So everybody, and I mean everybody, has come down to this event once or twice, or actually probably all years.
Ça c'est le FISE, c'est l'ambiance qu'on aime voir. C'était dingue, dingue.
Est-ce qu'il va aller nous chercher son premier podium?
Mais oui, il va aller chercher, bien sûr.
We've had 25 years of editions from the FISE to pull from, so much respect our riders, also the fans joining us in person, and everyone watching at home. Plan for next year. Come join us. Be at the 26th edition. It's open to you. You could be here cheering them on. Well, there you have it. That was Montpellier. And Stain, I knew that voice on there. Those are my words of wisdom out there. I'm telling you again, get out to Montpellier. That event is unbelievable. It is open to everyone, regardless if you've done action sports. If you are just a human being and you want to have a good time, come out to Montpellier, France. It's going to be from 17th to the 21st of May. It's open for everyone. We've got beyond BMX events. We have everything. But let's also take a look at another event that actually takes place in Brussels, Belgium, and look at some highlights. Give out our awards in just a few moments to our top finalists here at the UCI BMX Freestyle World Cup. As we mentioned earlier and throughout the event, this is part of the Olympic qualifiers for Paris 2024. For the first time ever at the Tokyo 2020 Games, BMX Freestyle was a part of it. For a few years prior, BMX Racing was, but this is the first time we broke new ground. It was very exciting to see that on an international level, we have different competitions all over globally, and we have that platform for riders. Now, Stain, I know that you being a lifetime rider, what was your perspective on seeing BMX joining the Olympics?
I mean, it opened up a lot of doors for BMX in the sense that it made it a little bit more into the mainstream, while also keeping its own originality, creativity, all of those things were still involved in the 2020 Olympics, which was great to see.
Yeah, and you know, as we wind up working our road towards Paris 2024, we're going to do things a little bit different, where in Tokyo we actually had 18 riders, 9 per gender, men and women. But we're going to give more opportunities in Paris, where we're actually going to have 24 riders. There'll be 12 men and 12 women. It's going to be a long road to qualify. Some riders can individually qualify. They can also qualify for their nation. What you need to do is go onto the UCI website, and they break it down into detail, very explained, where riders can see what those qualifications would be to wind up getting there. You know, Stan, I had an opportunity last night to have dinner with Daniel Dares, who you know him as one of the most celebrated riders of all time. X Games medals, Dew Cups. He has been a FISE world champion before, but in Tokyo he actually won the silver medal. And it was really great getting a chance to talk to him about how life-changing that was for him. And he said not necessarily in terms of like his sponsors or anything, because he's always been a superstar for the last 20 years, but he's talking about in his home country in Venezuela that he's able to go down there and really connect with the people. And he was talking a little bit about putting on these jams where it's really bringing together the community, the people of all different social backgrounds, and getting the riding going. And he was just talking about these city rides that he wound up doing and bringing everyone there. And I know you being a rider, you've been part of a lot of city jams. I mean, what's that energy like when you're charging on the street?
It's just amazing to see, and it gives an opportunity for some of the lesser known riders to really have a platform and to be discovered by a lot of other people. And I mean, park especially is just, if there's a park in a big city like Brussels, it gives the opportunity for a lot of riders to come together, and it creates a great community.
Yeah, I mean, and Daniel Dares has really been working with his community and trying to focus and bring other opportunities, not only to just riders as far as different parks and things like that, but he really wants to get more involved. And he actually started a foundation, which was really cool. And he's working with the university where there's going to be a curriculum that's taught that actually will break down of what it's like to be a professional, and not just in your riding, but how you present yourself and how you manage your social media, how you manage your funds, how you deal with agents, TV, pressure, all these different things that you have as a top athlete. I mean, that's a pretty cool aspect to have.
Especially, yeah, and to see Daniel give so much back to the sport.
Yeah, well, right now we're going to give back to the sport with our awards. We're going to go to our in-field MC, Catfish.
Freestyle World Cup powered by FISE, hosted in Diriyah, the historical capital of Saudi Arabia. You all made history. Finally, we would like to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and its people for unparalleled hospitality. We cannot wait to come back next year. Let's see who's on the podium. In third position from the United States, Brian Fox. Brian is going to receive his prize from Bart de Jong, the UCI BMX Freestyle Advisor. In second position, from the United States, Marcus Christopher. And in first place, from Australia, Logan Martin.
His Highness Prince Fahd bin Jaloui bin Abdulaziz bin Saad.
Ladies and gentlemen of Saudi Arabia, these are your champions!
Brian Fox, Marcus Christopher, and the Australian Logan Martin adding to his impressive collection of first places. I'm hearing that we might get a few words with the man who came out on top, standing on that top podium position. Very cool to see the professionalism of Logan Martin, not only in his riding that he's brought to new heights and to new levels, but also the way he handles himself. So I'm excited. Hopefully Catfish will be able to get a few words with Logan Martin right after a historic win.
Logan starting the 2023 season on top. How does it feel?
It always feels good to start the year with a win. Definitely stoked to be out here in Saudi Arabia for the second time actually. So yeah, stoked.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see what you bring the rest of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion from Australia, Logan Martin!
Well, thank you very much, Catfish. There you have it, some short words of wisdom. He let his riding do all the speaking today. Logan Martin, Australia, coming out on top. Marcus Christopher in second, and Brian Fox rounding out the podium. Well, on behalf of FISE, Hurricane Parks, the Diriyah season, everyone here in Saudi Arabia at the Diriyah Urban Festival, it's been an honor to be on the mic with Stain Hens. My name is Daryl now, and until our next adventure, peace.